Now this Russian guy, this Russian YouTuber has been he got lynched in Cancun, Mexico. He got attacked by a mob of people, a mob of Mexican people tried to storm his apartment. Now this guy, his name was Alexei Makeev, and what he did was he was going around insulting people, hitting people, exposing his genitals, stuff like that, and he would record this and post it on YouTube and Facebook and post it on social media. Okay, so now apparently this guy, he was doing this in Russia as well. He's 42 years old. He was doing this stuff in Russia. I saw a video of him pushing an old lady over in the snow, and I think that was in Russia. Then he went to Cancun. I think about 2 years ago he went to Mexico, and then he was doing the same thing in Mexico, insulting people, pushing people over, and posting it on YouTube and other internet social media platforms. And now his YouTube channel has been removed. I actually didn't get a chance to really look at it properly. Now I don't understand Russian, so but he was going around in Mexico, in Cancun, Mexico. He was going around. He was living in Cancun, Mexico. I don't know if he had legal residency in Mexico or citizenship or whatever, but he was going around in Mexico insulting people, calling them monkeys, calling them shits, saying, insulting them in a mixture of English, Russian, and Spanish. And so eventually, now I've seen so from the videos that I've seen now, like I said, I didn't really get a chance to watch the videos on his channel before they took the channel down off YouTube. Now on his channel, he had a picture of himself dressed up as a clown. That was kind of his photo on his YouTube channel, was himself with a red clown nose. So I guess he was one of those guys who was supposedly doing pranks, but on the internet for attention or whatever. But then his so-called pranks, involved him really insulting people, hitting people, exposing his genitals. I saw one of his videos where he stepped on some people's food. Some boys were on the beach eating food on the ground, having like a picnic or something, and he came and stepped in their food deliberately. There's a video where a woman was shouting at him, a Mexican woman, saying that he hit her baby or something like that. They're saying, he's making fun of disabled children, and he's doing really extreme stuff. Now, on the internet, you have a lot of asshole trolls, sociopathic individuals, narcissistic, sadistic individuals. I mean, there's been studies on this too. I might be able to find some of these studies and link them, but they're basically studies they've done some studies to show that these troll people on the internet who get their jollies from hurting other people's feelings on the internet. These people a lot of them are really shitty people in real life. They're actually really shitty, really pieces of shit individuals, because they may be assholes on the internet, but they're just assholes in general. They're assholes in real life, and that's what this guy seems like. He was that type of asshole. He was a trolling asshole who got off on hurting people and getting attention for himself, because he wasn't just insulting these people and insulting Mexican people or whatever. He was posting it online as well. Now, he called himself a Nazi. I think his name was something Nazi Ruso or something like that. Lord Nazi Ruso. But I'm not even sure if I don't think he was really necessarily ideologically driven, because he was doing the same thing in Russia. I don't think he had anything against Mexicans in particular, because he was doing it in Russia towards Russian people, towards white Russian people as well, like just random people pushing old ladies over and stuff. So this guy seems like he was just an asshole. And some people have been saying that he was, mentally unstable. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I don't know. Seems like he was just an asshole to me. Like he seems like he was a regular sadistic internet troll, except he took it further than the average troll, because the average troll will just insult people on the internet, say mean things, say things that hurt people's feelings on the internet or whatever, which is fine. Like, I mean, basically, if you insult me on the internet, okay, you write some insulting comment or on my video or something, I'm not gonna fly down to West Virginia, or I'm not going to Idaho to beat you up. I'm not going to England to beat the shit out of you, to beat your teeth out of your mouth with a crowbar. I'm not gonna do that, okay? But this particular guy, he went further than just insulting people. Okay, first of all, he wasn't just insulting people on the internet. He was doing it to their faces. He wasn't just doing it to their faces, but he was hitting people, stepping on their food, showing his genitals, physically assaulting people, stuff like that. So he was going further than just saying insults. Okay, so he was kind of like an extreme example of a troll, of an internet troll, a narcissistic, psychopathic, empathy lacking, empathy deficient, sadistic troll. He was an extreme example of that. And I would say, I mean, to his credit, I guess, I mean, well, I don't know, I guess you could say to his credit, he had a lot more balls. He had bigger balls than the average internet troll asshole, because he went to a country that has a reputation for violence. Okay, Mexico. Now, I mean, Russia also has a reputation for being relatively violent as well. But he went to a foreign country with a reputation for violence. Okay, and he went around insulting local people, assaulting local people, physically attacking local people, doing all this stuff to provoke people. I saw one of his videos where it seems like he was on top of the roof of his house and shouting at people across the street, insulting people, saying, "You shit, you monkey." I can't really imitate a Russian accent, but he was calling them monkeys and calling them shits and whatever, something, this and that. And then some of the people started throwing rocks at him. So anyway, and then apparently, now I'm not sure exactly how the incident was sparked, that apparently there were complaints about him. He was around in Mexico for maybe 2 years. There were complaints about him. Now I'm not sure exactly what sparked it, but it may have been that people gathered to protest against him, went in front of his house protesting, a group of Mexicans, and then he stabbed one of the people there, and then that may have been when they attacked him. But then you have in some accounts they make it sound like people broke into his house and then he stabbed one of them who broke into his house and killed one of them. But then there's other accounts that I've heard where it seems like he stabbed the kid first on the street, and then that's what sparked the mob to violently attack his house and try to kill him. Now, so what actually happened was he stabbed one Mexican boy to death. I think a young man or a teenager. He stabbed him to death, and the boy died. And then the angry mob attacked him, and they beat him really badly, but they didn't kill him. So he may suffer permanent damage. He may be paralyzed or permanently injured or brain damage or something, but he probably, it seems like he's going to survive. I think they said he was in stable condition in the hospital. And you can see the videos. He was covered in blood. They were smashing his window, throwing rocks, and smashing. They had poles, metal poles. So it was this guy. He took a pretty bad beating. He was all soaked in blood. But this guy was an asshole. He was going around provoking stuff, and I think basically it seems like he was a sadistic troll asshole. I don't see people have been saying that he was psychotic or schizophrenic or whatever, but seems like he could have just been an asshole who liked to hurt people. Okay, just like a lot of these trolls, the trolls that you see on the internet, except this guy had bigger balls than a lot of these trolls, because a lot of the troll assholes that you see on the internet, they're not going to go out on the street and say shit to people's faces like that. They're not going to do that, because then they know they might get punched in the face, they might take a beating over that, they might get killed over that, they might get shot, they might get stabbed. But this Russian guy, he actually went out on the street up in people's faces and insulted them and hit them and did stuff like that. And so I'm not surprised he got killed, but I will say he did have bigger balls than your average narcissistic, psychopathic, sadistic, empathy deficient troll that is on these social media sites. So I will give him credit for the big balls, but he was an idiot. He's stupid, because he went to Mexico. He went to a country that has a reputation for violence and started provoking people for no reason. So he's an idiot, and I think he deserved what he got for his behavior. So, and I mean, I think they should have killed him a long time ago, actually. Should have beat him shot him in the face, dropped a cinder block on his skull, and hacked him to death with machetes, because this guy's a clown for going to a dangerous country and doing that. Because see, the thing is, in a lot of developing countries, they don't have the same police system or legal system that they have in richer countries. They don't enforce laws the same way. So a lot of times you do get this, this people just getting murdered like that. So this guy should have known where he was going. He was being an idiot, and I think they probably tolerated him for such a long time because he was in a tourist area. From what I understand, Cancun, Mexico, is like the tourist area, one of the major tourist areas of Mexico, where they make a lot of their money. A lot of the money in that area is coming out from the tourist industry, and it's a spring break. It has a reputation for being a party town, a spring break party town. So the people who live there are probably used to these foreign assholes and drunken foreign assholes coming around, because I know how a lot of people, when they go on vacation, they act like assholes. Okay, they may not act like that all the time, but when they go on vacation, they want to get drunk and party and act stupid and stuff. So maybe the people in Cancun have a high tolerance for that, because they know they're making money off these people. So they'll let a lot of things slide. They'll give people a lot of free passes. Foreigners. They'll give foreign tourists a lot of free passes, because they're used to the kind of vacation behavior. Okay, but this guy pushed it too far, and this guy wasn't even like a regular vacationer, because a lot of people, maybe they go on vacation and act like assholes, but they're not like that all the time. When they're at home, they're different. Only when they go on vacation, maybe they act a little wild, or they act like assholes or whatever. They get a little wild when they're on vacation. But this particular guy, he was an asshole all the time. He was an asshole in Russia. He was doing the same thing when he was back at home, and he went to Mexico and acted like that, and he got beaten. So he got what he deserved. He got what he asked for, and I'm sorry that they didn't kill this piece of shit.